I'm leaving on Saturday. Well, so Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Saturday's my last day here. Well, you just have to come to Australia. Now you have to do the long trip.
Fair enough. You did one. Fair enough. I need a seat like yours though, because I saw your video and.
Singapore Airlines.
Yeah.
They're a
but
good
I need the button to work though. I need the recline button to work. I can't manually do that.
It got fixed in the end. Hey, thanks for watching the video. Got in the wrong side of the. Let's blame that one on jet lag. Do you ever find if you're used to driving on one side of the car and then you jump into the other side when you're actually driving, you stay ridiculously close to the center line? Like I'm using that because I can't really judge my distance over there because I'm always judging like I'm sitting on the right hand side of the car normally. It's fun driving in America. Anyway, it's Air Show Day 2. Lots to do today. It's inspiration from other people though. I watch a lot of other YouTubers as well, and you know you get ideas and inspiration from them as well. We're just chatting away. I should introduce, this is Christopher, a Baron pilot. You'll probably know him better as on YouTube as well. How are you, mate?
I'm doing great.
That's good.
I'm doing great.
And so,
I had a short flight opposed to your flight.
Yeah, how long was your flight to get here?
About 0 minutes because I drove, because I live nearby here. I
think mine was 2 days and a bit in total, flying time with so just a little. I've followed this guy on YouTube for a while. You fly a Beech Baron, is that right, Chris?
Correct, a Beechcraft Baron B55.
B55. Yeah. And there's some great videos on his channel. I'll link to it down below. But can you just tell, so if anyone hasn't actually seen your content before, what sort of videos do you put on your channel, and how did you get into this whole thing in the first place?
Oh, so those are two big questions. Two big questions. So the first question is, so I mainly post inside a Beechcraft Baron, in the Baron with weather and going destinations and that kind of stuff. And then I started trying to do collaborations with people like yourself who I admire, and other aviation YouTubers. So I got some videos with Nico from Nico's Wings, which you may know, Premier One driver Greg, and flies around in the Premier. I've done with Josh from Aviation 101 and different guys. So I started collaborating because I think we all do the same thing, and we love what we do and we want to share aviation. I started watching other YouTubers posting videos, and I said, okay, well, I want to put up a little video, and thinking no one's ever really going to watch it, right? Just like people are doing it, okay, I can do this too. And I remember like when I hit like 100 views on a video, I was like, I got 100 views, this is awesome. And that was all my expectation was. And then all of a sudden one day I look and I go, I got 500 subscribers. Well, I won the lottery, like 500 subscribers. I know, you look back now, it doesn't seem like a big deal, but to me that was a big deal. At that point I just continued what I was doing and then tried to hone it. And I'm like, okay, now I started paying more attention to what I'm doing and started trying to make it better. And then it just evolved, and now it's my full-time job, even though I have 2 other full-time jobs. So I have 3 full-time jobs, one of which is providing content for people like you.
I think that's so important. I love, there's a quote that I heard, I think it was JFK, who said it's a rising tide lifts all boats. And it's just if we're all in this kind of for the same reasons together, and I think sometimes people think between YouTubers there might be like competition, like who's got the most subscribers, who's got the most views. I personally don't really give a toss about that, and it obviously sounds like you don't as well, and that's your philosophy.
Absolutely. No. My thing is that we're a family, and so for those who aren't actual pilots, who are just aviation enthusiasts, we really are a family, and it's a bond and a connection that we have that it surpasses everything. And so that was part of why I started doing collaborations, is I wanted to show that like, hey, we're an open community, we're welcome, and we welcome everybody into it. The only thing we ask is that you love aviation and be kind.
That's beautiful. I couldn't say that better myself. That's awesome. Thanks, mate.
Man.
Really nice to meet you.
My pleasure.
Come to Australia. I'll see you down there soon.
Yeah.
Okay, if you just watch behind me in a second, there's a guy on a one wheel. You ready? Cool. Never tried one of them. Hi.
Hi.
How you going?
Who do you take pictures for?
I run a YouTube channel.
Yeah. What was the name of it?
It's under my name, Stefan.
Oh.
Yeah, it's under my own name.
Okay, thank you.
No worries. Enjoy your day.
Okay, you too.
Where do I get me one of those scooters from? Now don't forget as well, the Sun and Fun fly-in is also a fly-in, and so what a lot of people do is they bring their own aircraft down here as well and camp here on the airfield overnight instead of heading off to hotels like I've been doing. Obviously a little bit too far for me to bring Echo Yankee Zulu all the way over here, but it does make me think one day, like I'm not a big fan of camping, I'll be totally honest with you on this channel, but one day to fly your own plane to an air show and camp out underneath the wing for a couple of nights, watch the air displays, watch the night shows, and then head off afterwards onto your next destination. That does sound kind of cool, right? I mean, it would have to be part of a much bigger trip than my usual ones, but it would be kind of cool to bring Echo Yankee, I forgot the name of my plane.
We're supposed to start bumping 80s now. So. Yep.
I missed that little cow. It's hard to film in there. Ironically, in the Bose store, it was actually very loud. You'd think with all their noise cancelling technology. Anyway, I wanted to ask them, I've got the A20 headset that I use, but I've got the 2-pin general aviation plug on it. In Echo Yankee Zulu, I've actually got the ANR, the active noise reduction. I think it's the 6-pin plug, which gives you power for your noise cancelling, so I don't need to carry batteries with me. And I was asking if I can kind of upgrade my version to the one, so I don't need to carry batteries and I don't need to worry about the batteries running out. They said you can do it. There's a cable on Bose.com that you can buy. It's about $299 apparently. But it might be, I'm not going to save the money in batteries, but for the fact that the headset's not going to run out on me, I'm still deciding whether I do it or not. It's a lot of money, and I'll buy it when I'm back in Australia anyway. But if I do, I'll let you know. I'm conscious it's 11 o'clock in the morning. Is it too early for a slice of pizza? Hi, can I get a slice of cheese pizza, please? Nice to see a familiar aircraft down here. This is the Sea Ray, the flying boat. If you've followed my channel for a while, you would have seen a couple of videos I made with a guy called Michael Smith, who actually flew one of these all the way around the world. I'll link to it up above, but it was called the Voyage of the Southern Sun. The Southern Sun was the name of his Sea Ray aircraft. Amazing voyage, 7 months round the world. Some real adventures. There's a really good story behind it as well. Michael's got a book. I'll link to that all below, so if you want to check it out, Voyage of the Southern Sun in one of those Sea Ray amphibious flying boats. Epic journey. I've just been sitting here watching the air show for probably about the last hour and a half, just without the camera, which has actually been really nice. I've just been sitting here and not filming it, but just looking up and watching it with my own eyes rather than seeing it through a camera. I know I have a YouTube channel for aviation and I want to share that with you, but I got to be honest, just personally from my point of view, sometimes it is nice just to stop. And this is kind of good advice for life in general. Sometimes it's just nice to stop and look and just absorb and be in that moment. And that's what I've really tried to do. That's just been great watching some of the aerobatics, Paddy Wagstaff, Kirby Chambliss was here, the Aerocell team. But coming up, and the reason for these, my favourite, and my friend who I met from last year,
flown over 16,500 combat missions.
Now, if you're at the air show this weekend on Saturday and you want to come down and say hello, I'll be down at the Cirrus stand from 11 o'clock with my friend Nico from Nico's Wings. He also flies a Cirrus SR22. He flies a 22 Turbo though. But if you want to come down and meet us both, we'll be at the Cirrus stand from 11 o'clock on Saturday for about half an hour, 45 minutes, just taking photos, hopefully meeting you, having a chat. If you've got any questions about our flying, YouTube channels, anything like that, and especially from my point of view as well, because obviously coming over to America, I know I have quite a lot of viewers here in the US. So if you're here at the air show and you like the videos that I put out and you want to come down and say hello, I'd really love to meet you. So come down Saturday, 11 o'clock, Cirrus stand. I really hope to see you there.
It's been a lot of preparation, of course, in the last 4 months.
Blue Angel's done, great display. Back again tomorrow. We're hopefully talking to F-16 pilot Rain. Oh, Cirrus.